So to start, let's look at how to identify metrics and measure ROI with new digital solutions. The first step is to understand the current state of your business and map it to the future state with your desired outcomes. So our first step is to unpack the problem and find the root cause that's underlying the issue that you might be experiencing with your customer service teams, for example. So as an example, if the problem that you want to solve is customers having long wait times, this might indicate that your agents are struggling to keep up with a high volume of tickets, although there might be slow and inefficient support processes in place. And so these are the root causes that you want to identify when you're looking at a problem to resolve. You might also find that several problems have the same underlying cause, which is affecting your team. The second step is to look at all of the solutions available and map out the pros and cons for each of them. So virtual assistants are available 24/7 and they're scalable. So in the case of voice AI, for example, these AIs are great at getting customers on the phone to remind you that you've missed a payment, but they might not be as good at humans as actually negotiating that payment arrangement with them. And so you can map out the pros and cons for each of the solutions available to understand which one is the best solution to go with. The third step is to define your success criteria. So thinking about what are the key metrics that you want to achieve, and also what metrics matter most to your business. If your business was focusing on operational efficiency or reducing the cost of your operating center, you could look at success metrics like a reduced cost to serve. So an AI phone call is 5 times less expensive than a human team member. And so this is a great dollar value that you can measure throughout the implementation of an AI solution. You could also look at a reduced investment in employee training. So for a particular process, what would be the equivalent cost that it would take to either hire new people or train your existing staff if you were to bring in an AI to do that process instead? And the last step is to set realistic benchmarks so that you can set you and your team up for success. And to do this, you need to take into account the pros and cons that we identified for each of the solutions. So for example, if you're evaluating the contact rate for various different solutions, your human contact center might have a 40% contact rate. But if you're looking at introducing AI, you might increase this to, let's say, 70%, because the AI has other advantages like being able to make multiple calls, call customers after hours, and let customers call back when it's convenient to them. However, if you're looking at a different metric like the first contact resolution rate, for an AI, you would expect that this will be a lower benchmark compared to humans because AI can't resolve the complex types of inquiries as well as human can in some cases.